Oof. 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 Good girl, say. Good girl, say. Good girl, say. You. You. Welcome in, everyone. You. Welcome in, everyone. Howdy, howdy. Welcome in, everyone. Howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Oh, it's probably Skyrim's music. It's probably playing in the background talking. It's probably playing in the background talking. It's probably playing in the background talking. My bad if y'all can hear the Skyrim music in the background. Friend, welcome back. Friend, welcome back. Oh my god, what was there a loop? 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 Oh my god, what why'd that sound majestic? Why'd that sound majestic? Why'd that sound majestic? Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. My bad. Y'all probably heard a recoat, but and then I told him I was going live, and then he asked me multiple times what I was saying. It was weird. Oh my gosh. Let me get the stream going, Morgan. I'll check in just a second. Hold on. Let me make sure everything's going good, and I got you. Yo, that is so sick. Oh, that is so dope. Love that. I love that. I'm gonna upload it after this just because, honestly, God, just going live today felt like a fucking hassle and a half. I just got back from the ER. Trans is like 20th ER visit this year. Did you see the stuff I sent you before you disappeared? Oh, before I just. Oh wait, hold on. No, actually, I didn't. I saw that you DM'd me, and I haven't seen it. Morgan, the past few days just been hectic. I was almost gonna say Morgan knows. Jesus, I've got so many missed messages on Discord. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. I like Little Buddy. Little Buddy goes hard. Little Buddy has oh, that's sick. Yo, are these OCs? My favorite one's the eye design, like with the mummy. That's sick, dude. JC or Jace, JJ, welcome in. Based on you? Did I say Scarlet? Oh yes, the what's it called is. Hold on, I'll let me see if I can put it in Twitch real quick. Y'all go ahead and comment which games you want to see. I wanted to show y'all. There's this Skyrim mod that looks really really cool. But I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if I'll be able to download it. Did I see the short? Yes. I thought I responded to it. I almost reposted that video my damn self. But I have no idea what the origins are of that because it's so funny. Actually, no way. I remembered that sometimes Twitch is weird if you try to upload. It would have to get approved to get shown while it's on stream. But I'll pull up the picture of it on Discord. I got you. This is the emote, y'all. This shit goes so hard. I can put it on YouTube too. Now that I'm on YouTube, I should have animated gifs. But hold on. Look at this shit. No, dude, that shit's so funny. No, this right here is peak though. I love this. I don't know why. It gives me like Harry Potter vibes in the wrapping. Like this feels like how the candy is wrapped at Universal. That goes so hard. W Morgan. Big W Morgan. Hold on, I want to see if it's gonna be easy for me to pull up this mod. Because if so, I want y'all to watch it with me before we vote. Whoa. Whoa, my Skyrim's tripping, dude. My Skyrim is tripping, dog. Hold on, y'all, look at this. Wait, actually, no, wait, I gotta be careful. Sometimes Skyrim will crash my whole PC. Let's try this again. Have any of y'all played Skyrim? That short was the original appearance of Jevilguy? Oh my gosh. I love that, dude. I love that concept art, friend. That was honestly amazing. Do you have any wait, for the indie series, is it like, are you looking to like make an animated show or what? What are you thinking? I can't remember if I have Indira, I think. Give me a nice piece of meat. Oh, it wasn't in creations. What are you doing, baby girl? You getting comfy? I was almost late to stream because Sadie was blocking us. All right, hold on. Let me see. Oh wait, looks like you can download it on Steam. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. A mod you can download on Steam. That's sick. Hopefully that means that they'll have like a trailer for it. Cause I want y'all to see that have like all new voice acting and everything. Honestly, looks sick. And they're all. They even have a DLC for the mod. Just fucking nuts. Oh hell yeah, they do. Y'all watch this with me if y'all have a chance. If y'all have a moment, watch this with me. Missing shared content. Wait, what? "100 men they were as they..." But I've got the wait, what? Missing shared content. What base game do I need? Do I not have
I am Tila Aranthia.
Sure AI? What is this? Is this an AI studio? I'm gonna be so upset if it is. Ew. Gross. Alright, never mind. Now I'm scared that some of that voice acting was AI acted. Man, ain't no way. But it was made in 2021. That doesn't make sense. Does that have an AI disclosure? Says I can pull this conversation. Yeah, I've got, man, whatever. I'll try to figure this out at some other point. Fuck, I don't know why it's not working. Oof, that's tough. That's tough, Scarlett. By the way, have y'all voted for your games that you want? If it Dead at Night was the vote for your game, I thought we had decided that we weren't gonna I thought we had decided that we weren't gonna play it Dead at Night until we gave it a dedicated stream. Just because it's so long and I am making no progress hour by hour. We still haven't even made contact with a ghost. Um. Oh no, you're totally good, Scarlett. Um. Here, wait. Forgotten Stories. Here it is. Missing shared content. What does that mean? so confused. I don't even know how to check for shit. I've never seen mods on Skyrim, you know? Alright, I said I was gonna check it out this later. I'll just do it off stream. Cult of Lamb, probably UT or Delta Room Chapter 4. Alright, bet. Hold on. Alright, so we got Cult of the Lamb. Is Samurai in here? Add 5 for Delta Room Chapter 4. I don't think Uni is in here yet. Uni, if you're in here, speak up or forever hold your peace. I'll put Hades back on when Uni gets back in here. And Sound Mind. Do we still want Little Nightmares on the wheel? And what about Lost and Random? Scrutinized? Alright, hell yeah, I'll put Scrutinized on there. Scrutinized. Alright, bet. Post it in the YouTube community. I'll check it out before I start the game. I got you. Did I get all of the votes? Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already, y'all. Please and thank you. Thank you to everyone that already has. I see most of y'all already have. Honest to God, I might veto some games tonight because Scrutinize feels like too much for my brain to handle tonight.
Why are Democrats like Biden's green energy?
Why are you putting right-wing propaganda on my YouTube page? There we go. Yeah, let me see. I am Lancer Delta Room. Alright, so hold on. We got... I'm gonna pause on Scrutinize tonight. I'm gonna pause on Resident Evil 9 tonight because I want some games that are a little bit more chill to play. Aiden can't be here, so I won't put Sally Face on. I'll take out Marvel Rivals. I'll leave Minecraft on honestly because I kind of want to play it in a while. Yeah, I'll take off Resident Evil 2. Even though, yeah, I'll take off Resident Evil 2. You share it on the community, JJ? Alright, bet. I'm gonna look through and see if I want to add any games to the wheel before I spin. Yeah, let me look at the YouTube community post real quick. My brain's moving so slow today, y'all. Apologies in advance about that. Oh, hell yeah, Spamton, let's go! Hey, you did the hands really, really well. That's awesome, man. Love that. The roaring fraud. I think now that Friend's been subscribed for a week, they should be able to see it too. I see all of them. John Mantle. That's awesome. Did I miss any of them? I don't think I did. All right, cool. Before we spin. Scarlett, you sound like you said that like a kid. You said that like a uncle with a bald spot driving a minivan. Like, hey, come check out my van, kids. Click on my shorts. That's funny. All right. See here, I don't think I got so many notifications after I went live. Let me make sure I share to the Discord real quick, and then I'm gonna browse through because I might be a little selfish today and vote for some extra games of mine that I know are gonna be like hella chill in my brain. I like Spamton too. Spamton was dope. Oh shit! Did we ever, Scarlett? Did you ever get your drawing? What was it? What were we gonna make Aiden draw? That short is legendary. That short's amazing. Dude, you don't know something? Yeah, have y'all seen like the new like probiotic drink that like all YouTubers are promoting now? Not all YouTubers, but like a lot. It's like an anti-hangover. It's like a morning after type drink. I figured out today that that drink is the same bacteria that's in kimchi, and I love that. I think that's cool. Well, not late per se. Is not going to be here. Very real. Very good reason not to be here though. I hope Spider-Man's a good movie, dude. I was trying to send you the Desmond GIF, but I think that GIF got removed on all platforms. But man, it's fucking hilarious. I'm scared to even pull it up. I'm scared to even pull it up on my stream. All right, let me look through this. Which games do I really want to play tonight? That just I want to put Skyrim on there, but Skyrim's not necessarily the best stream game. I can't install this. I don't know what misshared content honestly is. That's so confusing to me. I don't know what that means. I feel like that DLC is more interesting. I've got to make sure that they actually don't use AI though before I play it. But they don't have any AI disclosures on this, so I don't know what it is. It's just their studio ends in AI. You should put kimchi on your sandwiches, Jace. If y'all ever had pickleback shots, they're actually good as fuck. One night I had like 17 shots in 2 hours. It was all pickleback shots. No, yeah, fuck JJ. Let's see here. Hmm. Might just keep it to the games that are on the list. Because none of these right now are like, Little Nightmares would be kind of fun. I don't know. I really would love to play like a new story game, but like, maybe I should play Lost in Random. Maybe I should put extra votes for that. Or Morrowind. Damn, I'm blanking. Sorry, y'all. My brain just went empty. How do you acquire kimchi? I think I got mine from Walmart. But to be fair, it was my first time ever seeing kimchi. It's actually really good. I saw this crazy stat that's like something like the average Japanese person consumes, or like the average Japanese household consumes 40 pounds of kimchi a year, or something crazy. It was nuts. Bro, I'm blanking. I was wanting to play this game called Enderroll because it looks really cool. It's a Skyrim mod, but it won't download. But now I kind of still want to play Skyrim, but I'm conflicted because Skyrim's kind of an ass game to watch on stream. And then I was like, okay, I'll know what else to play, but I don't know what else to play. I'm just like, I'm lost. Geometry Dash. Ah, fuck it. We'll just let the wheels decide my fate. I'm spinning. Hey, WJJ. Love that for you, Bubba. Hey, Minecraft, let's go. Do y'all want to react to true crime again while we're watching Minecraft? That was fun last time. Cuphead, bro. Bro said, I know how to make this worse. Hell yeah. Y'all want to react to true crime? Alright, bet. If y'all want to look at the Misery Machine and see which videos y'all want to watch, pull it up. I'm gonna plug the monitor in. Oh my gosh, bro. Yo. Only Morgan's gonna know how haunting what I just did is. Why is this like my wallpaper? I swear I didn't put it up as my wallpaper. Hold up. Damn, whenever I plug in that. Look at that. Why is that my wallpaper? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then why is it so zoomed in? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck? Oh my gosh, bro. What the fuck? I'm starting Minecraft, man. I'm not even gonna question it. I'm not even gonna question it. Hold on. Before I start Minecraft, since it's easier to pull up the video first. See what video I'm gonna pull up. Oh, it's like whole glitched right now. Do I switch it to this? Is it glitched? I don't even know, man. No, I didn't change it to that. It just, I don't know why it's that. I don't know how it got there. I bet you I have some setting of like alternating shit on my like alternating wallpapers on my shit and it just randomly chose that image. Other way, it's still your art. No, literally either wallpaper is still your art. Okay. Here. I'm pulling up some random ones. All right, so we got three good ones. I tried to get ones that weren't that dark. They're all pretty dark on that on that website though. And then let me pull up Minecraft. You're eating a whole box of pickles. They sell pickles in boxes? Bro, I'm going nuts in here. I swear I keep getting a whiff of a dog turd. Or a cat turd. I can't tell, but I keep getting a whiff of a turd. I swear to God. Goon, did you actually shit in here, dude? I don't trust him. It's like in a takeout box. Hell yeah. All right. The caption for it is crazy. She stabbed her gay boyfriend. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So many questions immediately. Is Java supposed to be better than Bedrock? Why does everyone say Java's better? I feel like that's the thing that people say is Java is better. I really don't even know the difference for real. Thank y'all for running up the reactions. All right, let's see. Y'all tell me. All right, it looks like it's working. Y'all tell me if it freezes or anything, okay? Then we would start the video, and then, well, I guess we don't even have to start the timer technically.
Shocking new details about why a woman may have allegedly killed her partner and baby. According to a new report from the LA Times, Danielle Johnson was an influencer with 100,000 followers on X, formerly Twitter, who mostly talked about astrology online. The report goes on to say she made posts.
That's what I'm saying, JJ. Like, what the hell?
And called it, quote, the epitome of.
Our nurse, by the way, that reminds me. Our nurse today literally called themselves the Q team, meaning the queer team. So we had a really good experience at the hospital. Actually, it was dope. They were a lot of fun. Ah, They respected T's pronouns and everything, like really went out of their way to respect it. It was dope.
Spiritual warfare.
Danielle Johnson was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on September 25th, 1989 to mother Sharonda Cole and spent most of her early life in Maryland. Danielle's father was never in the picture, and Sharonda later admitted that raising Danielle alone was a constant struggle. Around the time that Danielle was 13 years old, Sharonda began to struggle with substance use, which resulted in Danielle developing mental health issues. She felt abandoned and that her mother chose drugs over her. On top of that, she became paranoid about her health. Whenever she had a headache, she thought it was a brain aneurysm and began to panic. Danielle moved in with her uncle in Virginia, where she graduated from high school in 2007. She later enrolled in the psychology program at Norfolk State University. There, she sang in the choir and learned to play the piano. Her roommate, Maya Johnson, claimed that Danielle was a bit odd. Allegedly, she would constantly talk about her dreams and try to explain them.
I'll try to get my
claimed
bearings
that
real
she
quick.
had
I can't tell
visions
where
of
I
the
am.
future.
I think if this is a village
Danielle
that I
began
made kind of my
practicing
house, I don't know where I
Reiki is
am.
a Japanese energy healing technique that practitioners
I
believe
abandoned my
reduces
boat, though.
stress and promotes overall wellness. Light touch is used or holding the hands
As
just
bad as
above the
everyone
body to
says.
facilitate
No, I mean,
healing.
YouTube streaming to me is
Danielle later
my
dropped
preference.
out of college and moved back to her uncle's place, where she kept studying Reiki. December of
Oh,
2010,
fuck, it's
she
doing the
created a
fucking,
Twitter account under the name
I didn't see that it was doing
Mystic
the...
X Lipstick, where she presented herself as a spiritual
Hold
healer.
on.
She chose the surname Ayoka, which is a Yoruba name meaning one who causes joy all around. At first, her posts only revolved around Reiki healing, but later branched out into astrology and other remote healing
Hold on,
techniques.
I've got...
In 2012,
I'm about to
when
make
Danielle
that thing
was
trip out
around
real quick.
23,
Those stats don't go away until I turn off and turn on that monitor. Hold up. But no, YouTube for smaller streamers is much better than Twitch, JJ. Twitch is the most top-heavy platform I've ever seen in my life. I would say YouTube's top, maybe TikTok second, Twitch third. I mean, you might as well just be setting up a server to play with your friends if you got a Twitch stream going. Oh, fuck, it didn't work. Why the hell does it have my frames per second up there, dude? That shit's pissing me the fuck off. Why?
3 years old, she met Cecil Rice on Twitter. Cecil was not the kind of guy who was into astrology or spirituality. If anything, he found Danielle's posts funny. They texted back and forth a lot and discovered they lived really close to each other, so they decided to meet in real life. Cecil admired how resilient Danielle was, and
That's not even the same.
She definitely...
I can't even tell what that's trying to show me. Bro. I might just say fuck it and leave it there. Y'all are gonna know my GPU temps.
life, but it wasn't something that was weighing on her. She didn't carry it like she had been through a lot. A very positive, hopeful, graceful person. Danielle and Cecil eventually got married in 2014 and moved to his hometown of Springfield, Ohio. A year later, in 2015, they welcomed a baby girl. Cecil recalled that right around that time, Danielle's brand started to explode. As he put it, social media was coming to that stage where you could make money, and to both of our surprise, people really connected with what she was doing.
It depends. I would just, if I were you, my honest opinion would be, JJ, when you get a PC, scour Steam and try to find
someone
the
who was pretty and fly and had it all
scour Steam and
together.
try to find the
She understood all the spiritual things like Reiki, astrology, numerology, kind of like Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched, except on Twitter.
Around this time, Danielle also reconnected with her mother. Sharonda was happy to be back in Danielle's life and thrilled to meet her granddaughter for the first time, but Danielle
Did it
wasn't
pop
just
up
reconnected.
whenever I just
She
watched
played up her
this?
newfound
But no, the Steam
psychic
sales are really good.
persona
That's why I'll
and
try to
convinced
take
Sharonda
advantage
to come
of.
under her guidance. In 2015, Danielle started her infamous tea time threads on Twitter. In these posts, she would pick a zodiac sign and talk about its good and bad traits, usually in a sarcastic tone. Her followers seemed to love this style, and many of them replied saying how accurate she was. But honestly, most of what Danielle said in those threads was pretty general. The traits she pointed out were things you could easily find in almost anyone, which made it easy for people to feel like the posts were describing them perfectly. Still, people connected with Danielle over how approachable she was. According to Danielle Arias, who goes by Sun, Moon, and Stars on Twitter.
No, that's what I was
there's
saying
a
before
certain
this. I might
demographic
try
of people
Java
that
and
are
see if there's
looking
anything
for an
different.
unfiltered,
'Cause I don't
no-bullshit
notice anything different, but I want to
perspective
see if it's
this is the
Minecraft that's
this is
causing
what
this.
you need to fix, and I think she provided that. But most of Danielle's competitors
No,
were
I don't. I've already gotten
skeptical
this far
of
on
her
survival.
approach.
I don't understand the
According to
difference between
astrologer
Java
Amy
and
Tripp, known
Bedrock,
as
though.
Starheel Online, Danielle never really understood astrology. Amy first connected with
I'm playing
Danielle in
Bedrock.
2014, and this was right around the time that Danielle was changing her whole brand from remote energy healing to astrology. Amy said, she said things just to say things. Danielle also started appearing on podcasts to share her thoughts about astrology.
I would say astrology is basically the interpretation of
But yeah,
the
no,
energies
is there a
of
difference?
the planets at the time that you were born or in like the current moment. So obviously nobody's like, yeah, the literal Pluto is defining this right now. It's the energy that Pluto represents. It's the energy that Pluto like invokes in us. So the easiest way that I like to describe it is that like with the moon, you know, the moon controls the tide. The
All right,
moon
hold on a
controls
second.
people's
Before I get
emotions.
started, I gotta
Like,
grab
when there's
one
a
thing.
full moon, there's higher crime
Wait,
rates,
no,
there's
it's
more
actually
births. Eclipses, there's more births, there's more deaths. So, you know, we are made of like over 70% water. And so with that,
Water,
like, the energies
coconut
of the
water.
planets that they represent pull on our energies to form us a certain way, almost like a cookie cutter shape. And that's how you get your birth chart. And then like that's also how like
What the hell is she
energy
talking about?
formed, like every day with like the transits, like so where all the planets are like, you know, the sign and then like, you know, whatever degree they're in, et cetera, et cetera. So it's basically that. I feel like, you know, there is definitely like a physiological effect of the planets, you know, just like we have, you know, benefits from the sun. There's things that happen to us from the sun and from the moon.
What would be an
There are
example
other
of like things that are optimized better,
work.
JJ?
Many people seem to enjoy Danielle's content, but others noted how some of her claims raised some red flags. In 2016, she had an interview with The Fader where she said, "I come from a line of Native American medicine women from my father's side. With the strong Native American roots in my family and me coming from a line of shamanists, that magic is literally in my blood." Now, it should be noted that Danielle's father was never in the picture. She never knew him and grew up without him, being raised by her mother and her mother's brother. She never knew any of his family based on her research. So how is she so confident that she came from a line of Native American shaman? Around 2016 or 2017, Danielle started presenting herself as a jack-of-all-trades spiritual healer. She began selling rituals and cleanses on her website, charging $150 a month for a series of healing audio recordings and PDFs, and $11.99 per cleanse for specific astrological signs. She also started an Etsy page under the username Rich Girl Magic and made over 800 recorded sales with 100 5-star reviews.
The legacy
Danielle
version.
described these
That's
cleanses
that's
as
honestly
a remote energy work
that's what
service
T
that is
says.
designed
T,
to help
every time
each
T plays
astrological
Minecraft, he's like,
sign
"Man, I
overcome
miss
the hurdles
I
holding
miss
them
my
back from
Xbox
their
version."
full potential," explaining that they were one-time use and automatically linked to your aura once purchased.
I
Some
honestly
of her
don't even know what my
followers
goal will be
started
this time. I
accusing
should
her
probably
of
go
scamming
mining.
them, but for the
I feel like
most
mining
part,
can be pretty
people were
boring.
still paying Danielle for random thoughts on their zodiac signs.
She does sound
On
kind
her
of nuts.
website, she wrote, "Danielle Aoka is a certified Reiki master teacher who is also trained in over 10 different alternative healing modalities. At a young age, Danielle had a near-death experience at 3 years old, which served as her rite of passage into shamanism. Coming from a rich lineage of indigenous shaman and medicine women, Danielle's spiritual gifts began
Wait,
to
hold
blossom.
up. I think
Danielle began her tutelage with her personal healer in 2011 after beginning her own healing journey. Danielle also claimed that she had clients all over the world. She reported that she combined science, alternative healing, developmental psychology, and statistical research on the impactful physiological effects that emotions and trauma have on our overall health and well-being to deliver her healing practices."
By this point, Danielle had over 100,000 followers on Twitter, but she couldn't help but be problematic. Some of her tweets promoted views that some found offensive. The tweet, which she posted on February 2nd, 2017, and then retweeted on September 17th, 2019, reads as follows, and I quote, Imagine not being embraced in the LGBT community or in the straight community and only be accepted in the straight community if it is sexualized. 2 days later, she replied to the same post, which read, "When I tweeted this a few years ago, it was because I feel like there was a lot I was learning about myself in the LGBT space I'm in and the spaces others are in within the community as well. Being bisexual has been something I've been learning to navigate since I was
But that
a
lets
teen.
me know that my
That
home
whole
base is over here, and that's
situation
where I'm
was
gonna
a
start my
little
mod.
odd because on another Twitter account, she proudly displayed a pride flag. We'll get into discussing that account later, as well as how some of her posts don't actually make sense and they often conflict with one another. Now, in 2018, Danielle started
I love how
a
they dig
marketing
into the people
series
that end up being
specifically
bad
for
people.
survivors
Like, that
of
girl's a
SA.
dumbass.
She was criticized for targeting victims without any formal training. And
Oh, the
in response,
video's a bit
Danielle
too loud?
wrote a
No, dude, thank you.
lengthy
Thank you for telling
post
me. Hold on.
claiming that she herself was a survivor of long-term SA.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, because I'm an audio nutcase with things that I watch, so that would really bother me if I look back on the stream and it was that way. Hold on. Let me see here. I think my voice could bother going up a little bit. Test. Is that too high? When this plays.
As a child.
Yes. It's that. I'm peeking a bit. Thank you. Hold on. Test. They released a new update and they said that I'm gonna put it here and look back. I need to play with this though. Remind me to do that after stream. When I'm in stream, remind me to check out this. Apparently, they adjusted the way that these peaks work. Like, red doesn't mean what red usually means in all the other ones. Let me know if it's bugging my mic out, though, because I will fix it.
Now, Sharonda has said that Danielle has never reported any SA as a child, but folks like her college friend Maya and her ex-husband Cecil both confirmed that Danielle had disclosed this to them in the past. In the tweet, she outlined that she was SA'd by a family member,
buddy.
a teenage girl, and her best friend. Now,
Wait,
as a result of all of this, Danielle's longtime followers began drifting away from her.
I think that was probably over
One
here.
follower said, "It didn't feel right in my spirit. I'm a Christian and I felt her energy was really dark. She was opening up doors that you shouldn't walk through, and she didn't seem very well." Now, according to some followers, Danielle was doing dark magic and placing hexes on them using cow tongues and feathers.
Yo,
Later,
what?
2 TikTok influencers also reported that Danielle had been working with demons,
Oh my gosh.
including taking somebody's picture and putting 9 nails on it on a cow's tongue as part of a hexing ritual.
In 2018, Danielle and Cecil separated but never officially divorced. Cecil said, "We did great as friends, decent as co-parents. We had grown apart and wanted different things out of life." For the breakup,
You
Danielle
should have
moved to
stayed in
New
your
York City.
cage, buddy.
She was in a much better financial position.
Where are
than
my
Cecil
dogs
with
at?
Full custody of their daughter. In 2020, Danielle started a new relationship
Should have
with
puppies
the
up here.
novelist and tarot
Hey, buddy.
card reader.
I
The two
think
got
your friends are
engaged,
gone,
even though Danielle was still married to Cecil. Danielle, her fiance, and her daughter later relocated.
Not
to
the
Los
skibbity
Angeles.
toilet joke. That's crazy.
Danielle also tried to get into music. It's the other Twitter account we were talking about earlier. In fall of 2020, she released an album named Venus under her stage name Ayoka. She described her music as a sleek alt R&B sound. She was really aggressive in promoting it, but she soon found out that music wasn't as easy as her social media.
This is gonna be my
persona.
mind shaft.
Despite all of her efforts, her YouTube channel only got about 170 subscribers and her SoundCloud just over 200.
Did I stop my shovel?
People were mostly supportive in the comments, but she eventually dropped doing
I fucked
music
up.
altogether.
Alright, you know what? Whatever. It's gonna be a
Sometime in
janky
late
ass mind shaft. I
2020,
don't care.
Danielle connected with Jalen Chaney, better known as Jay. He's an Air Force technician stationed
This
at
game's
Aviano
trolling me
Air
right now.
Base in northeastern Italy. Jay was a die-hard Star Wars fan, and just like Danielle, he was interested in horoscopes. His Facebook profile listed his interests as extraterrestrial intelligence, radio communication, spiritual metaphysics, and expanded consciousness. Even though Danielle was still engaged, she started getting inappropriately close to Jay. Eventually, Jay
She
started
definitely
calling
needs that phone
himself
for
a
help,
Reiki
brother.
master on Twitter, and in 2021,
I think every time you interact with this
Saturn
girl, you hear a
Guidance
Weird Route
LLC
jingle for real.
created a website where he offered aura baths and timeline shifts, which he described as a type of energy work associated with quantum healing. In the fall of 2021, Jay joined an online coven that Danielle promoted on social media. In the meetings, she taught her followers spells and how to make their own sigils and magic symbols. She appointed Jay to the role of High Priest.
According to Sharonda, Danielle became convinced that she and Jay were twin flames. Now, if someone says this to you, just please run. She recalled she did a lot of spell work for her and Jay's relationship, a lot of sex magic, a lot of tantra, everything she could find in order to make this relationship successful. There was just one problem with her plan. Jay was gay. Yet somehow Danielle convinced him that he wasn't, and that some stuff from his childhood created the part of his personality that he thought was gay. According to Sharonda,
I should
this
never
wasn't
take down
even
my
the
fucking
first
doing
time
it.
Danielle
Shit.
had pursued a gay man.
Oh fuck! I ran
It
up.
was a
Damn.
pattern. Sharonda later told
I got
Rolling
crafting table,
Stone
I'm good.
that, and I quote,
And hella wood.
she was always scanning him, saying, "Oh, that was gay of you to say. Why did you say that?" It came down to her needing to snuff out every whiff of his higher self. They eventually started an online relationship that quickly escalated. Danielle flew to Italy to meet Jay in person, and whenever he came stateside on leave, she would travel to see him. Ultimately, Jay decided not to re-enlist in the Air Force. He moved in with Danielle in the summer of 2022 instead. Danielle's mother, Sharonda, and Danielle's half-brother were also living in the same apartment.
Danielle was becoming increasingly paranoid and increasingly controlling. Even before Jay had fully moved in, she was already trying to manage him. In May of 2022, while he was still working out his next steps with the Air Force, she made him lock his Twitter account, saying her enemies were trying to put a curse on him. As he moved in, it only got worse. Danielle wanted him all to herself. She accused his mom of doing black magic to interfere with the relationship and cut off any
What the
contact between
fuck?
them.
All these motherfuckers are
Paranormal beliefs grew
insane.
darker as well. She told people she had started inviting demons around her home, stationing them on her roof, at the front door, and at the front gate to protect her. She called herself the Queen of the Underworld.
What
Danielle
the
would constantly yell
fuck?
at Jay whenever he
Nah,
brought
this
up
girl's
anything
literally
connected to
Susie's
his
mom.
past.
This is crazy. Or not
At one
Susie's mom,
point,
the Will's
She
mom.
broke a glass and threatened to swallow the shards if he tried to leave. It was Danielle's mother, Sharonda, who called 911. Sharonda also pushed Danielle to get professional help, but Danielle believed all she needed was her own spiritual healing.
That's crazy,
Jay soon
JJ.
grew tired of Danielle's controlling nature. He began quietly reaching out to people around him, looking for a way out of the situation. In a text to his brother in November of 2022, he said, "I've been dealing a lot personally with my girlfriend that I don't care to really share right now because it's not appropriate." He also asked Sharonda over FaceTime
How the fuck did I get down
whether
here?
he should walk away from Danielle in this whole situation.
Oh, there it is. I was
Sharonda
like, what the
told him
fuck?
to trust his intuition.
Eventually, Sharonda told Jay to get away from Danielle. As a result, Danielle kicked her own mother and half-brother out of the apartment and cut them
Going
out
down.
of her life completely.
What level do you need to get down to
Not
in
long
order to get
after,
find diamonds?
Danielle
What level is
became
that?
pregnant with Jay's child. The couple welcomed a baby daughter named Soleil on August 31st, 2023. After the baby was born, Danielle and Jay moved into a high-end apartment in Woodland Hills. Their neighbors later reported that Danielle often seemed angry and distant. Most of the time, she wouldn't even respond when people greeted her. They also said that they could hear frequent fights with Jay that went on.
Hey,
into the
finally got
night.
some iron.
Around the same time, Danielle's tweets were becoming increasingly bizarre. She began promoting just about every conspiracy theory that appeared on her feed. Some of these conspiracies even contradicted each other, but that didn't seem to slow her down. Some of her posts were also flagged as anti-Semitic, and her online behavior became so erratic that many of her followers began wondering whether or not she had lost touch with reality or whether it was some kind of dark humor that she was now employing. Danielle became fixated on the upcoming solar eclipse. She warned that it would bring some kind of spiritual war and claimed she would be doing a candle magic ritual to ensure
What
safe
level is
passage
Deep Slate?
through this
Or do
eclipse
you just
energy
mine
for the
down
next
until you
6
find
months.
Deep Slate?
She told her followers to get their hearts in the right place.
I thought it was like negative 17 or
as far
some
as
shit.
she was concerned, the eclipse was going to trigger an apocalypse.
Either that or
and
it was just
usher in a
17.
new world order. She replied to the same post saying, We can do it. We can do it. Can do it. Believe. You magic is in what you believe. I believe we can be free. I believe we can be free.
On April 8th, 2024, just after
Hopefully I'll find a cave.
Danielle's neighbors
I took a
heard
very
constant
dumb way
yelling
of
coming from her
working this out, but
apartment.
also my base right
It
now. I
wasn't
didn't want to have to move
entirely
everything.
unusual, but this time the noise was much louder than normal. The shouting continued for hours, finally stopping sometime around 3:40.
Well, if I don't find a cave, I'm gonna be pissed.
During that time,
Usually I'll
Danielle
start
had
at a
gone
cave.
into a violent rampage inside of the apartment. She broke
I'll
several
notice it like
items,
immediately. All right, bet.
including her furniture. She also attacked Jay, striking him repeatedly across his arms, hands, face, and back. Then, inside the living room, Danielle stabbed Jay in the chest right in front of her 9-year-old daughter. Jay
Damn.
collapsed onto the floor, landing face down as he bled out. But Danielle did not call for help. Instead, investigators later said she appeared to have performed some sort
Damn, I need
of
to dump.
ritual.
I hope I find some
Police
lava
later
soon.
found what some
Hey,
sources
perfect.
described as
I
a
bet you there's some
voodoo
lava in
doll,
here.
along with other strange objects placed around Jalen's body.
Gold.
Afterwards, Danielle threw the bloody knife onto the couch,
Where are the mobs
grabbed her
at?
2 daughters, and rushed them into
The
her
fact that there's no
Porsche
mobs
Cayenne.
in here is so weird.
She sped out of the apartment complex parking lot and crashed through the security gate as she fled.
Around an hour later, at 4:30 a.m., she was racing down Interstate 405 near the Westchester area when she decided she had to ditch her kids too. She slowed down the vehicle, opened the passenger door, and screamed at her 9-year-old daughter to take the baby and jump out of the moving car.
What the
The child, who was
fuck?
obviously terrified, refused. Danielle became agitated and threw both of her children out of the moving vehicle.
What the
At the
fuck?
time, the 9-year-old was still holding her 7-month-old sister. Tragically, the baby was struck by
No.
an oncoming vehicle at full speed on the highway. and
Oh
was
my
killed instantly.
gosh.
The 9-year-old
That's
made it to the side of the
awful.
road, sustaining injuries that different sources described as ranging from moderate to serious. First responders rushed the older girl to the hospital while the baby was pronounced dead at the scene. Danielle, however, was still driving south towards Redondo Beach. She was frantically speeding and reached speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. Around 5 a.m.
Wait, is this
she
all
slammed
waterfall?
directly into
That was
the
just a
tree.
waterfall in there.
The impact was so powerful that the tree collapsed on top of the vehicle. Investigators later concluded that she had done it intentionally. Residents nearby heard the loud crash and quickly
that
called
iron?
911. Emergency crews arrived. They found her already dead inside the wreckage. 2 hours later, at around 7:35
Oh, it's
a.m.,
copper.
one of Danielle's neighbors noticed that the door to her apartment was wide open. She later recalled, "Their door was wide
That's
open.
iron.
There was blood on the floor leading into their apartment, and then a trail of it in the hallway leading up to the elevator. I saw some blood on the walls." The woman's father called the police and told them that something was not right. Officers told him to go check inside. What they found inside confirmed exactly what they feared. Jay was lying face down on the floor, surrounded by his own blood.
Walked
Oh
out
my
our front
gosh.
door, and to the left is their door, and their door was wide open, and there was blood all throughout their front door, all the way to the hallway leading to the elevator, and blood on the walls.
I went into the apartment. I stepped over blood puddles and checked on the body and saw that he was dead. He was face down.
An hour after the screams were heard here in Woodland Hills on the 405 freeway in Westchester, a 6-month-old baby girl was found dead in traffic. Nearby, her 9-year-old half-sister who was injured. How exactly the baby got on the freeway and how she died will be determined by the medical examiner. Half an hour later, in a third crime scene in Redondo Beach, a Porsche slammed into a tree at a high rate of
always a
speed.
damn
The
Porsche.
driver, thought to be going up to 100 miles an hour,
Oh my gosh,
was
I'm gonna
killed
drown in here.
instantly. Police would later learn that she was the suspect in all of these stories. The woman they believe murdered her boyfriend or husband,
Damn it.
Jalen Cheney.
Now the creeper
father
wants
of
to show
that
up.
girl. And then they say she left her children on a freeway where the baby was killed. Whether or not she lost control of
Y'all
the
remember when I had a
Porsche
cat and a
or
dog?
drove the car
I remember
purposely
that, too.
into that tree. That remains part of the investigation. Investigators telling us they're not ruling out that she might have died by As for the little girl who survived, the one who's thought to be about 9 years old, she remains hospitalized, we're told, with broken bones. Her father, who lives out of the state, has been notified, and detectives will be talking to her. She is the only person who witnessed all of this.
What's up,
knows
Slime?
what really happened.
The police eventually determined that the 3 separate incidents were all connected. Stabbing, children found on Interstate 405, and the fatal crash. The only witness to all of this was Danielle's 9-year-old daughter.
Let me make a big ass chest in
about
here.
the argument and how her mother stabbed Jay. Danielle's surviving daughter was later placed in the custody of her biological father, Cecil. According to Los Angeles Police Department Lieutenant Guy Nolan, there's just very little information we have other than there was a verbal altercation that turned violent and it ended in tragedy. We've taken all the facts we can, but without being able to interview her and without having something more tangible than a post on Twitter, I don't know how much weight you can give to somebody saying there's an apocalypse and attribute it to one of the most horrific murders we've had in LA. While detectives were puzzled and those acquainted with Danielle could not fathom why she would have done something like this, it wasn't until later when Sharonda was interviewed and reviewed Danielle's Twitter history that it became clear her mental health had been going downhill for quite some time. Since she was already dead, the investigators were never able to say for certain what the exact motive was. With so many questions still unanswered, all that could be done now was to mourn.
Jay's mom, Juanita, created a GoFundMe to cover funeral arrangements for her son and granddaughter. The page reads, in part, "We seek comfort in the cherished memories of Jalen and baby Soleil, knowing they are forever loved and remembered. Your donations will help cover the numerous expenses associated with this tragic loss, including transport costs, travel expenses, burial and memorial costs, and closing Jalen and Soleil's financial accounts." As of the date of this recording in March of 2026, the page raised $3,990 of its $60,000 goal. On May 20th, 2024, the day that would have been Jay's 30th birthday, he was laid to rest alongside his 7-month-old daughter at the Great Lakes National Cemetery in Michigan.
That's fucked up.
Danielle's funeral arrangements were never reported to the public. Her mother instead hosted a Twitter space on April 12, 2024, to remember her as the person she was before her mental health got to her.
Jesus. Not a Twitter space.
Caleb Lynn Sackman was born on July 26, 1991 in Keokuk, Iowa, to parents Daniel Houston and Tracy Sackman. Shortly after her birth, the family moved to Grand Rapids. She grew up alongside her 3 brothers, a sister, and a stepsister as part of the local LDS church. From a young age, Caleb had a love for children. She babysat her nieces and nephews and would design handmade costumes for school events and Halloween. She also loved animals. She had a dog named Sadie and kept an aquarium.
No,
in
what?
2007, then 16-year-old Caleb became pregnant with her first
Curse
child.
story.
Throughout her pregnancy, her family and especially
Whoa,
her dad Daniel
whoa.
stood firmly by her side. Caleb could turn to her father for literally everything. He encouraged her throughout her pregnancy, and soon she became a devoted and loving mother. Even after giving birth, Caleb was determined to get her diploma.
It's the most annoying
in
water
2010,
ever.
she graduated from Metro High School. Although she had to pause her studies at times, she kept pushing to build a stable life for her family. She tried going back to school in 2014, but had to step away. In the years that followed, Caleb welcomed 2 more children into her life. By 2013, she had 2 sons, we'll call them DJ and LT, and a daughter we'll call ET.
Around this time, Caleb was working at Walmart. She was also very active on Facebook, where she frequently shared updates about her interests in her everyday life. Many of her posts centered around her children. She often took them on outings and included other children from the extended family in their adventures. In these moments, Caleb seemed just as carefree as the children themselves. On one occasion, when she had to bathe 9 kids at once, she simply took them to the lawn, gave each child a bar of soap, and sprayed them with a garden hose. From the outside, it looked almost like a perfect family of 4, but behind the smiles and pictures, Caleb was secretly crumbling. She wanted to find real love, but long-term relationships never seemed to work out for her. Around 2013, Caleb moved back to her family home in Keokuk. According to her mother, it was simply more affordable for her to live there. It also made finding work easier in her hometown where she had family support nearby, but things didn't get any easier for her. To add to her financial struggles, her second son, LT, was diagnosed with multiple conditions, including ADHD and autism. In a Facebook post, Caleb opened up about her situation, asking for help and expressing hurt towards relatives who had once promised support, but now had become so distant that her children barely even knew that they were family. She also shared that she had to travel to Iowa City monthly, sometimes twice a month, for LT's medical appointments. At only 7 years old, LT was on multiple medications just to regulate his behavior. According to doctors, developmentally, he was closer to 4 years old. Raising LT alone as a single mom was already an enormous challenge for Caleb, and somehow she managed it, which made it all the more remarkable according to people who knew her. Caleb never spoke negatively about her son. If anything, she said she learned a lot from him. In that same post, she wrote, "I wish I could be like him. He's so strong. I wish I could be like him. My other children are strong too. They love him. They never ask why he's different." Despite everything, Caleb kept going. She struggled to hold down a steady job because her children needed so much of her time and care, but she never let her hardships show in front of them, even when money was tight. No matter how hard life became for her, her children always came first.
2016 brought a lot of changes for Caleb. Her beloved father, Daniel, passed away at his home on April 27th at just 45 years old. And in late 2016, she met Adam Golden McCain. Adam's life was very different from Caleb's, and he struggled heavily with drug use. Born in Houston, Texas, Adam was primarily raised by his extended family in Memphis, Tennessee. By his own account, he had been diagnosed with ADHD,
all different flavors of blue,
major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, and anxiety and panic disorder. He said he was on medication for all of it. Adam described himself as someone who had trouble concentrating, especially with math and reading, and who mostly kept to himself. That last part, however, changed in 2017. Shortly after meeting him, Caleb fell head over heels in love. The relationship moved quickly, and she made it public on January 3rd, 2017. According to Adam, Caleb conceived her fourth child that same day. By January 12th, she had reposted a message that read, "I can't wait to marry the love of my life," very likely referring to Adam.
However, Adam had zero stability in his life. Although he claimed to be enrolled in an industrial maintenance technology program at Southeastern Community College, he wasn't working to turn his life around. Even worse, he had been in and out of jail on drug-related charges.
Jesus.
Still, Caleb loved him and she wanted to build a family with him. Tracy got wind of the relationship and was not happy about it. Caleb and her mom had talked plenty of times about the kind of man she wanted to be with, and Adam was nothing like that. Tracy tried to keep an open mind because as long as her daughter was happy, she wanted to be supportive of her. She even spoke directly to Adam about the importance of staying clean and sober, but her words didn't seem to have much impact. Caleb later told her that Adam had been using crystal. Still, she reassured Tracy that he was trying to get better. In April of 2017, Caleb was hit by a vehicle on US Highway 136 near Wayland, Missouri. She had seen a 2-year-old child running toward the highway and, without hesitation, threw herself in front of the child.
Tonight at 6, a Cahokia resident and child were hit 2 miles west of Wayland in Clark County, Missouri. This happened yesterday afternoon. The Clark County Sheriff's Office says Clove Sackman was trying to remove a 2-year-old child from running onto the Highway 136 specifically, when they were both hit. Sackman and the child were transported to a local hospital for moderate injuries. No citations were issued.
Neither of them were seriously hurt, but for Caleb, who was pregnant at the time, the incident was far more serious than it initially appeared. She experienced complications with her pregnancy, including bleeding, and spent much of the pregnancy on bed rest. She recovered and thankfully gave birth later that year to a beautiful daughter whom we'll refer to as WH. With 4 children to care for, Caleb and Adam were really struggling financially. Adam's drug use and his inability to hold down a job were the main reasons as to why. Caleb worked hard to provide for the household.
Holy shit, there's so many drowned. Oh my gosh, bro.
He had no
just give me my piece of iron, I'm going.
Family. Even worse, he ended up back in prison for his drug issues. While in prison, he would send passive-aggressive letters to Caleb. According to Tracy, the letters included stuff like, "I love you, but I can't stand this," and I want to have a relationship.
Well, thank God there was water
can't
down there.
do the role with 4 children. After he got out, he came right back to Caleb, but the relationship was very strained. Caleb and Adam would often argue over his inability to provide for the family. She called him lazy and told him he didn't even care about his own daughter. Adam's response was to get violent, physically and verbally. He often called her fat and accused her of sleeping with other men behind his back. While Tracy was aware that the relationship was in serious danger, Caleb kept the physical violence hidden from her mother.
In June of 2018, however, the truth began
Detonate,
to surface.
bitch. Detonate.
One of the children told Tracy that Caleb had bruises that Adam had given her. The child also revealed that Adam would slam Caleb's head against the wall whenever she talked about leaving him. Another child shared that during a heated argument in the car, Adam became so enraged that he ripped
Is there
off
a
the door
spawner
handle.
over here or something?
Tracy also recalled an incident.
Is that what that is right there, you
at their
think?
home. Adam and Caleb got into an argument after Adam gave their daughter a present that Caleb had bought with her own money.
Nah, I'm tripping.
Tracy stepped in and warned Adam that if he ever laid a hand on her daughter, that she'd have him arrested.
Oh my gosh, if I
But
get hit
that
one more
wasn't
time.
all. A woman who had rented a
Oh,
home
no.
to the couple in Riviera, Missouri, later testified that she had
Fuck
seen
this game.
bruises on Caleb. An employee at George
I'm
Washington
cooked.
Elementary also gave testimony against Adam. Allegedly, one of Caleb's sons was visibly afraid to go home with Adam. The child said that when Adam was
Yeah, I'll change this one. Honestly, I might change games, honestly. I think I'm going to spin the wheel again. It's semi-rage quitting on Minecraft, semi. I didn't even know what I was going to do after I went down there and mined. Holy shit. Alright, hold on one second. If I switch back to the regular shit, Bro, I am so annoyed right now. Why is it doing this? No, goth girls, am I right? So real, dude. I'm trying to think, what, maybe if I... I'm sorry, y'all. I think I'm going to end stream a little bit early. There's a smell next to this desk that I think that maybe while I was at the ER, one of these dogs made a mess, and I've got to clean it up, or it's going to drive me insane. I'm sorry. I know I haven't streamed the past 2 days. It's been so much, and we've got the maintenance man guy coming tomorrow, so I've got to make sure the house is clean. Yeah, it's just annoying. Sorry about that. I'll keep y'all updated on YouTube, on the community. Later, everyone.